Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of the Tea Brief. It's been a long time, it feels at least, since we've done one of these, probably after Elo, so start of August, and what are we? We're way into September now, but so it's been a while. But yeah, back here with the Tea Brief, and today we're going to be talking about Bayford Meadows, and maybe a few other things as we go along. Not sure exactly where we're going to go. Couple of announcements before we begin. I call this the Tea Brief. Normally I have a cup of tea with me. Unfortunately this time we're stuck with a glass of water. Why am I stuck with a glass of water? Well, I might have just been to the pub and I might not be feeling having a cup of tea. So a glass of water to help me get through this. We're all good. You know when you just have one beer and it just hits you in such a way? Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. But anyway, look, let's get on with Bayford. Let's jump straight into it, shall we? Obviously, endurances and SP60 back to normal. Only two of us for the endurances. It was myself and Tom Hollenby. And yeah, let's go straight into that. So Bayford, coming into it, what I had to go on Bayford was obviously BUKC grads a couple of years ago and the season opener this year. I wasn't sure about it, but I thought, you know what, I don't know, I don't think Tom's been here that much. I'll probably end up doing qualifying. As it turned out, completely forgot that Tom used to do a lot of Bayford. It was Bayford and Lyd he used to do a good deal of. We sent him out for Lyd, and not the best. So it was like, okay, no, we'll send him out. We'll send him out for qualifying at Bayford. I'm sure it's gonna be absolutely fine. Not only was it absolutely fine, he qualified us 5th. And what should have actually been 4th had there not been a team called Team Ajev there who were tyre testing, but were allowed to race normally, which is interesting, but I can understand why that happened. But yeah, so we qualified 5th for the race, which is just insane. Absolutely insane. But we got on with it. I went out to do the start and rather predictably, I felt, got forced out massively wide going into the first hairpin. Had to go across the grass again. Rich T lawn mowing coming soon to a gardening service near you. But yeah, got forced out massively wide, but like was able to carry on and not lose too many positions. As I came down to the first left-hander hairpin, I had someone on my inside trying to go between me and I think Dickie Allen, and he basically went over the top of Dickie, and it was bad. It wasn't a good incident. You'll see it on the. Or you might see. I don't actually know. But yeah, I was able to carry on and keep it going, and just then sort of get into the rhythm, get into the groove, have a really good first stint, and for the first time this year, overtake Alex Pritchard. That was a good moment. Definitely enjoyed that one. So basically what I did, a bit like Jasper at Elo, ran a really long first stint. So long, in fact. I gave the special signal to say I'm coming in, and Tom said no, don't come in. So I thought, okay, I'll go around again. Came around again to see that it was 19 minutes 19, and Tom was saying don't come in. I was like, I have no choice but to, otherwise we missed the window. So I came in. Thank God I did. In fact, it was clear, all good. And then my next two stints were they were quite boring, to be honest. Not a lot happened, as far as I'm aware. I think we jumped a few people. The main thing that happened in my stints, what I wasn't aware of, was that wait, this isn't a sim rig. Yusuf's team had overtaken us at the race start. So I thought we were comfortably leading class. As it turned out, we weren't. So that was something we had to be aware of. There's something moving in the bushes there. I hope it's not a velociraptor. Keep you posted on this one. But yeah, so eventually did my stints, came in, relinquished control to Tom, had a look at the standings, saw that apparently we'd been running in 7th, which was very, very good indeed. But Yusuf's team were in front of us, so it was like, and they were legitimately in front of us, so it was like, okay, need to keep an eye on this. So Tom's going out, he's just absolutely banging it, doing so well. But in that first stint, it was going to be touch and go as to who came out, where everyone came out, because Tom was gaining on Yusuf at the time by like couple attempts per lap. So it was like, okay, this is good pace, but it's still a massive gap. But then Yusuf came in, and Matt Horgan went out, and with it literally came out. I thought it looked, from my perspective, it looked like a dodgy pit stop. So I was like, okay, great. Matt Horgan came out, and I think either on his out lap or on his first lap, took someone out and got a black flag. So that was basically it. And unbelievable stuff from Tom. We ended up coming across the line. We were 6th overall, 5th once Team Ajev got taken out, the tyre testers got taken out, but we were 5th in the race. Won the Inters comfortably from Yusuf's team, and would have also won the Clubman's as well. So it was a similar result to Clay, but much, much better. Obviously 5th compared to 9th at Clay. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable, Jeff. I could not believe it, how well we did. And just the two of us as well. The only time, this is our third two-man race. The first one at Lid, we came second. The second one at Elo, we came second. And then this one just absolutely banged it. Gained 10 points on Brilio in the championship, which is good because it's probable that we're not going to be at Wilton, so we are going to have a round where we don't score points, which will be, we shall wait and see what happens there. Jasper's got a Jaguar F-Type today, Tom's going to Spain, and I could do with a break financially from doing like 2 rounds every time. But yeah, that's the endurances. So moving on now to the SP60. Coming into it, my objective for the day was quite simply to have a good qualifying, a good race 1 and a good race 2, nothing go wrong, and I wanted to get a proper grip on this championship and put a bit of breathing space between me and Richard. Where do I start? So first of all, qualifying, perfect. Qualifying, finally got a clear run, whacked it P10, 55.1. I think I was a second off Anwar, who put it pole, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It might have been Team Ajev, I don't know, because they were still running. But yeah, really like great qualifying, really happy to get it done. Had the outside line for the start of race 1, which was a little bit apprehensive of, but I thought, look, we'll just see how it goes. How did it go? Shit. As expected. I was expecting it. Exactly the same as the endurances, except worse, because I actually ended up, instead of going between the gap of between the tyres and the grass, I ended up going into the tyres because I was trying to keep it on track. So I had to go into the tyres, and basically, I lost so many positions. I think I was down to 22nd, so I lost 12 places. Richard went in front of me. It was like, great, here we go again, same old, same thing. So I just had to recover, and recover I did. I'm not going to lie, race 1 was knuckle down, head down, got a really good rhythm. Me and Richard had a banging fight, in more ways, in every sense of the word. Richard did dink me a bit coming towards the end of the battle, for which he did get a penalty, which I think was fair enough. And even he said it after the race, like, even as he did the move, he said even as I did the move, I thought, this is a bit much. So yeah, so fair play from Richard. He held his hand up. I've got so much time for Richard now. Like, at the start of the season was a bit like, it was sort of like, oh, this is my main rival, and he is still my main rival by no means. Like, the gap's only 11 points now, which I'll come on to in a second. But it's like there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot more respect between us. Like, we get on personally a lot better now. Like, we have a little laugh together. We have a bit of banter, and it's like, the moves we do on each other, with the exception of Richard's at the end, they're harsh, they're fierce, but they're fair. So it's a really good championship we're in right now. As my girlfriend Polly said this morning when I told her, it's like, it's a lover's arc. So that was good. But yeah, ultimately I came home 17th in race 1, which is a scored round. And I also finished off from race 1. I put in this brilliant move on Steve Lindley, went down the inside of the top hairpin, and I wasn't really. I was like, oh, I've just gone down the inside of him, okay. And then as I was on the exit, I thought, hang on, if I just drive straight, there's a tyre barrier there for him, so he's gonna have to he's gonna have to back out, and he did, and I didn't see any of them again. I got Jamie Garside right at the end on the final lap, which I was sort of quite happy with, because he was an SHW at the start of this year, but now he's an HW, and it was I was sort of like, I've got to get Jamie, because it's sort of like he was an SHW, so got to give it a go. But yeah, that was great. Race 2. So when I came out of race 1, they were doing the weigh-in, and I was 96.3, having been 97.3 before the race. So I'd lost a kilo. So I thought, I can't take that risk. So I went and I traded the 2 kilos that I got for Tom for the endurance. I traded that in for a 1 kilo and put that on the cart. And I've maintained this season, that the lead seems to do something to me. That's why I'm sort of happy that at the moment, I'm running above the 96 kilo limit, so I don't have to put lead on. But I put lead on for this round, and it just seemed like I was not getting off the corners the same way I had been all day. I was losing time to the guys in front. So I was behind this massive fight between Alex Pritchard, Matt Horgan, Daryl Snelling, Kai Crawford, maybe, Stephen Jennings, and Garrett O'Connor. And I was just sort of like, I was watching it. I thought, if this goes right, I've got to be in a position to get this. I've got to be there to make up the positions to try and like finish higher. But I also don't want to get too involved so I don't end up getting penalties. And it got to the final 5 minutes. Like, Stephen Jennings and Alex Pritchard had been like literally rubbing up against each other the entire race. Matt Horgan was in it as well. Guess what, Garrett O'Connor. They all were. But with less than 5 minutes to go, eventually I did arrive on the back of it, and I got Garrett, and then I got Stephen, and then coming into the left-hander hairpin at the bottom, so you go through turn 1, top hairpin, then coming down to hairpin, the left-hand hairpin, Jennings got me and was running me out wide, and I stayed out wide to get the inside line for the right, but there wasn't really a gap. I was going to have to go on the grass, and then I was on the inside and sort of basically bumped and barged my way sort of back through, for which I must have got a penalty for. It must have been that one. There was nothing else on that lap that would have given me the penalty. So I got back in front, but then Garrett got me into so go through the left-hander, then you got the left-hander at the top, the long left-hander. He got me into the long left-hander. Jennings then got me into the right-hander, and so I then stuck behind him through the next right-hander and coming into the really fast right-hander before the chicane. As we go into the chicane, as we come into the right-hander, Jennings seems to slow down more than you would expect to, and I wasn't prepared for it. So as he slowed down, and I've bumped him, basically. I've bumped him off the road, and I got another penalty for it. So I got 8 places of penalties in 1 lap, effectively, and that ruined it, which is not what I wanted to do. And I've taken sort of the past 48 hours to think about what went wrong, and looking back at it, it's like I fought too hard to hang on to like get myself to be able to fight back into the right-hander hairpin. I should have let that go, and that's sort of what I've learnt from it. So yeah, there we go. I finished 22nd. The main thing that I want to say, 2 things I want to say. First of all, I do apologise to Stephen Jennings for bumping him off. But that's like the main thing. Like, I'm not that type of driver to bump someone off. I wouldn't do it deliberately at all. I just want to make that very clear. I wouldn't do that sort of thing at all. Wouldn't put anyone in danger and try and kill anyone. But the main thing outside of that is that we even with the 8 places, I still beat Richard, and that's the first time that's happened this year. The first time that I've beaten him in race 1 and race 2, and that is crucial for me for this championship. That sort of signifies that there's maybe a turning point happening here. Like, whilst the results were not what I wanted, okay, yes, like, okay, won the round, of course, with the results, like Richard, like, yeah, won the round, but the results I was a bit disappointed with. But the fact is, I finished in front of Richard at both times, and that's really key. And I think that, like, with qualifying, with the 2 results, finishing in front of him, I think that just signifies there's maybe a change in the wind. And I think if I can do that again at Llandau, that will be like, there's only 3 rounds left to go, 6 races. It's like it starts to become a little bit more difficult for Richard to be able to sort of get the upper hand that he had at the start of the season on me again. So disappointed with the results as the results, because they could have been so much better, but for the championship, still a very positive day, and of course a double winning day, something that I haven't done this year, and fantastic. What me and Tom did, unbelievable. Like, so happy with that. And we move on to Clandau, which is literally this week. It's this Saturday, so we haven't got long. I like it because it's like I haven't got long to brood on it to think like, oh, this could happen, this could happen. No, we go this Saturday. Let's go again. It's going to be me, Tom, and Jasper at Clandau, like our home, like what is effectively our home track, because we all went to Swansea University. It's going to be great to be back down in that neck of the woods. I know that Yusuf really wants to beat us at that one, and I really can't wait to beat him, to wipe the smile off his face. What am I going to do? Controversy. Firing shots. But yeah, looking forward to that. And like, I think the SP6 is going to be really competitive this weekend, because I know Lee Henderson's doing it, Richard's doing it, Dickie Allen's doing it, and Alex Pritchard might be weighing up to do the SHW. We shall see. So it'll be a 5-way fight for the podium, which I'm really looking forward to if it does happen. I know I've rambled on for quite a long time, me being me, you know, but just very quick thing about the channel. I'm lacking my microphone at the moment. I don't have my microphone that I would normally do my videos with. So Bayford, Clandau, the videos for those rounds might take a little bit longer to come out, and that might have a knock-on effect for the rest of the year. But I still intend to bring a video for every single race day for the rest of the year to you on Rich T Racing. And with that said, that brings me to an end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to Rich T Racing, please be sure to do so, and hit that bell for notifications so that you know when a new video comes out. Thank you very much for watching. That's all I've got to say for now, except for, of course, for ta-ta and farewell. Getting old, like, that's so satisfying compared to the beer that I had earlier.